Halenville Live, happy Sunday.
Hey, happy Sunday.
Wow.
How's everybody doing?
I'm surprised this thing still works, man. Mine's like...
And mine needs a
mine's
new
going
battery.
away.
Yeah, I'm a half step down at least, maybe a whole. How we doing?
Good.
Great. How are you guys?
Excellent.
Doing well. Yourself?
Awesome. Oh, I'm having a great time. Had a great live stream with Gizmachi this morning.
Yeah.
I was producing that behind the scenes.
That was good.
And yeah, new record today. If you guys are fans of Jay Hannon, which I mean we all are, you know.
I was watching it. Yep.
Grab his new album. Link is well, it's on the video we did this morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched that. That was good.
And even Boner Jam's son showed up to give his seal of approval. Said he listened to some of the tracks and he dug it too. So it's, you know, multi-generational.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure they've been blasting that album in that house, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Here it is.
We will get our hands on it soon enough. Absolutely. We got I've got a couple of things I'm gonna unbox here. Yeah.
Nice. Tony, thank you again, man. I unboxed the book that you sent me.
Yeah.
Last night,
right.
And I'm not sure if this is the one or John Biel. He was reading out of a different one.
Yeah,
His was
night.
the 1984 trivia book or something. It was 1,984 questions, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a great show last night. But yeah,
that was a great show.
Tony, thank you again for this, man. Look at that.
Twins. Hey, you can pass it to each other. Watch. Good. Wait. Tony's gonna pass it down to you, Johnny. Ready?
There you go.
Here it goes. It's going down. And up through the bottom. There you go.
Well, it'd be easier if I passed it to you.
Yeah, ready?
So here,
all
Tony.
Right.
Tony, you got to read this book, man. Check it out.
Oh,
that's so good.
Now. I appreciate that.
It just doesn't get old.
Yeah.
That's so good.
No, it is a great book.
Thank you, Brendan.
we'll be checking out an insert or two of that a little later. And there's one about a show that I was at many moons ago that we'll get into that has some interesting news about that particular show that I have never heard.
Wow.
So, yeah, we'll get into that. Let me show what I was gifted last night. I did a unboxing last night.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
My lovely co-producer, Sandra Picorni, made this shirt.
Nice.
And that's on the back. And these guitars are on each sleeve.
Wow, very cool.
But yeah,
Nice.
I don't know that there'll be merch coming, but this is the first one. Thank you, Sandra. Love it. Love it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Sandra.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah. It was a hook up. I was so surprised. Yeah, goodness. Yeah.
Nice. Charles Green. Hey, dude. I'll call you tomorrow, man. Thank you, dude.
Nice to see you, Charles. Who's in the house tonight, Tommy?
All right, let's see. I'll go from the bottom and go up. We have Linny Lou and Mary too, KXM Rock, Sandra Picorni, CK, Charles Green, of course. Let's see. Browns fan is here. Let me see who else. Keep going. Brendan B Squared.
B.
Yeah, how you doing, bud? Thomas Santiago, Johnny Beane, of course. Charles S. I think that's almost everyone. And all the rest.
KXM Rock.
Yep.
Everybody.
All righty.
Welcome.
Yeah. Charlie S is in here, you say, Tommy?
Yep.
All right.
No, Charles Green.
Charles Green.
Wait,
Yeah, I knew that.
Did I see Charlie?
Charlie S. Yeah, I see Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie S.
I'm
There
getting
he
confused.
is. Hey, buddy.
Yes, I see them both. There he is.
Nice.
Right below Johnny.
Nice. We'll recognize them as they roll in. Yeah. So, all right. So, upon getting these two copies of this thing, looking back at shows, this has got history, timelines, date by date on tour. It lists if there's bootlegs, audio stuff at each date along the way, highlights of each show if it's noteworthy. And looking back at all the shows I was at in here, I found one that has something in it that I never knew, and it may not even exist, but let me highlight myself. All right. Now, 1982, they start the Diver Down tour. The first couple of dates are in North Carolina. But if you look at this,
what page are we on?
337.
Everybody turn to page 337.
Yeah.
Class, if you could please turn.
So this is the start of the 82 Diver Down tour. Okay. And July the 16th in Greensboro, audio exists. I already knew that, but it says Warner Brothers films this show and some backstage also. And I have never laid eyes on
Greensboro Coliseum, July 16, 82. Here it is.
yeah.
Audio recording exists. Warner Brothers films the show and some backstage footage. Yeah. John
So
Biel. We gotta find
where is it? Where is it?
Where's
I've
John
heard
Biel?
the
That's my
audio.
question.
Jump L.
John Biel. Don't you have John Biel emojis?
Yeah, we need them.
So, if anybody watching this knows anything about that, I want to know about it.
That sounds amazing, man.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Because if Warner Brothers filmed that, it's pro quality.
Right.
It's
Was this
and it was
well, it'd be before Betamax, so it would just be whatever the film format.
this show right there. And that arrow right there is me.
Oh, I thought that was a hat.
No,
It's a very big hat.
that's an arrow.
It's a cowboy hat. Now,
Um,
Tony is not metamorphosized into a white arrow in floating in midair. He's below the arrow. But it would be cool if he could become the arrow too.
Now, if you look at this shot, they were on the stage. Now, if it was a camera or a video camera, I don't know. But it was on the stage right before that riser. If you look across the stage on the other side, that is one on that side. So that's the same show. But if this video exists, I want to see it. I've never known this, never had a clue about this. Every couple of years there's something's unearthed,
Lenny Lou says that's smoke coming off your joint.
That's smoke coming off my joint.
Where in the world is John Biel?
John Biel.
I finally found the bull emoji so I could do John Bull.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect.
Yeah. So
actually, John Biel does have a huge collection of audio and video. He has a lot of stuff. It's possible he has that and just thinks everybody else does too. We can ask him.
I've searched and I've never laid eyes on it. I want to see it. Yeah. Yeah. So if that's the case, then yeah, I'm all in it. I'm sure. Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah.
Very cool. I'm sure we'll see that. We'll see it eventually. I really think. And was it Mike Neese? I saw in the chat said right to Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I've searched and searched. I mean, a lot of stuff. X amount of dates on this tour or X amount of dates on that tour. Obviously, nothing exists. You know that off the top. But when stuff like this, it came right out and said Warner Brothers filmed this show and backstage stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe it was never used, but it exists, or so maybe one day it'll be unearthed as these others every couple of years that pop up.
I hope it wasn't in with, they had the fire with some of their master tapes. I hope it wasn't in with that.
Those were, yeah.
Or was that, maybe that was only masters. Maybe they didn't have any live stuff there. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, that was just masters.
I'm gonna, so I can sleep at night, just tell myself it was just masters there, because if they had something like that and then it just got destroyed, that would just be heartbreaking. But I tend to agree with you that I think it'll surface at some point, maybe, especially because it was pro shot and it was, property of Warner Brothers. It's not like someone in the audience just shot it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's in that book, I mean, somebody told this guy about it, or this guy has seen it, or something. So if it's out there, if Warner Brothers has it, if anybody has any of it, it will come out eventually.
Yeah, I just hope it was transferred by someone at some point. Otherwise, if.
And last night on your show, Johnny, it was interesting to me how Neanderthal is in the acknowledgments and why he's in there. That was cool.
Yeah.
In the book.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was very cool. Yeah, I know a lot of people that are in that book. It's a small world,
Yeah, you guys were going down the list, and Johnny was like, I know him, I know him, I know her, I know him, I know him. And then you looked puzzled because there was like one person in the whole list that you didn't know. You're like, that must be a friend of this person. Like, how dare I not know all of them, right?
Yeah.
No, it was a great show. That last night was funny.
Oh, we have a great time on Saturdays or Straturdays,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. We have a lot of fun, and yeah.
And Caleb had his puppy.
Yeah.
That was cute. Where are your hot dogs, Tony?
Over there. Yeah. They are.
I'm sure Ned is somewhere. I haven't seen Ned in the background yet.
He is. Dinner is being prepared, so he's hanging out over there.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. He's like, I'm having a hamburger too, Johnny.
Let's rip open a package. I've been looking at these all week.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Been looking at these for a week. I got a bag and a box.
Wow.
About the box first.
Very cool. Who's it from? Does it say?
It's not a gift. It's a purchase.
So it's from yourself.
It's from myself. From myself.
Oh, nice. Cool.
That's cool. I dig that.
Cool. The original logo.
Yeah.
Cake some rock. Yeah, Ned always wants the people food too.
Nice.
I used to make turkey burgers, and my dog that I had when I was in like just out of college, he would go up, and the apartment we were at, and like literally just go really quick, like the tablecloth trick, pull the turkey burger out, and I'd bite in and be like, the hell's this lettuce sandwich? Like, look over and he's like just finishing it on the floor.
Yoink.
But you can't get, I couldn't get mad at him. Like, hey, I would have done the same thing. So
Yeah.
if I was, I would have done the same thing.
That's why you go over and you eat their food in front of them. Then they understand.
I don't know about that, but and he loved venison burgers. That was veterinarian recommended it. She said it's really good lean meat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd make him like just ground venison, make him burgers out of it. Man, he loved that. And you just grind it up, cook the meat like kind of like you would have like ground steak or ground beef for like tacos, but you do it with venison. But then you let it cool down. Obviously, you don't want to burn his tongue or anything. But and he would eat it when it was like kind of lukewarm. Man, he loved that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, he was way into
that.
Welcome to Dog Talk. Dog and cat talk, right?
Cat chat.
Yeah.
Welcome to dog discussions and cat chat.
Mine will be over here soon.
Cat chat on the dog vlog. The dog vlog.
The dog vlog.
With the cat
with the cat cam.
Yeah.
Right? KXM Rock? Oh, you have a full belly? Awesome. I'm starving.
Me too. Me too. I got to go to work tomorrow.
Me too.
Gosh, with my hip, I've been out 6 weeks.
You're gonna feel like the new kid on the block again for the first day.
Tomorrow morning, yep. Here we go. Start of a work week.
Could have put a GoPro on a cat. There you go. Yeah, get one of the real small, lightweight GoPros.
Mm-hmm. I need to get one of those.
Just put on Ned Cam. You can get ones. It's like a little harness goes right underneath them, but it sits kind of like where it faces up, but you see kind of their paws a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like first feline view, I guess, not first person view.
Did you see Johnny in this book?
What page?
320.
Please turn to page 320.
Everybody.
320.
Gazaris?
This starts all these club dates. April 1974. And they would play there 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, couple days off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, couple days off.
He's
1,
not
2,
kidding.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, he was showing me.
And they
insane.
go on and on and on. Yeah.
That was like their analogous situation to the Beatles going to Germany, Just honing their chops just again and again and again every night.
And occasionally in between, it's like a high school.
Yeah.
Well, Walter Mitty's rock and roll.
Some of that stuff we've heard.
Right.
Some of the Pasadena High stuff, the Hilton Hotel we've heard.
Walter Mitty's, yeah.
Golden West Ballroom. That's definitely that's a well-known recording. Did you see though? Yeah, there's nothing in the book before then. Wow, I wasn't even born yet when they were doing all this stuff. Dang. Did you see there's a it's not confirmed that it's legit, although I heard it the other day. And it seems like it might be. But supposedly there's an audio recording of Mammoth playing War Pigs by Black Sabbath. and Edward is singing.
What year?
That means it's early.
72. 72.
Ah. Oh.
There's audio.
Wow.
I heard it. I heard it the other day, and the only thing that the voice kind of does sound like Eddie, actually. The only thing is the guitar. It sounds just like Tony Iommi. You know, his parts. There's no hint of the Edward that we know in the guitar.
Huh.
But again, it is early enough where they were playing covers then, you know, but they weren't doing their own thing yet. It's possible it's legit. I'll get you the link to it. And,
yeah.
And you can tell me what you think.
Yeah.
You said 72, so I mean, if he was 17, I mean, he might have just been playing straight covers and not really, you know. I mean, like maybe he was playing like we know him to be more privately, but maybe he still felt, you know, with playing out, oh, I got to play it like the record or something.
Well, he wasn't playing a Strat yet, though. He was playing like a Les Paul, either a Les Paul or a Les Paul Jr.
Yeah.
Or a Melody Maker. Or even a 335, you know. So he was playing these different guitars. So there is no tremolo bar in the playing. Yeah. And that was before he was doing the tapping. Yeah. So there's none of that. So it's just real basic straight guitar playing.
Is the swing feel there though? Like when he solos, or is, you know?
I'd have to hear it again.
Because one of them I heard that was a really early, I don't know, maybe not even that early, but it was on YouTube today, and it was like a 74, 75, and he still sounds a lot like he's trying to sound like Eric Clapton on that one, you know, when he does the solo, you know. So maybe, you know, maybe he changed that much that quickly, you know.
Yeah, but this sounded just like copying exactly Tony Iommi. Yeah.
Oh, like you think someone put it together?
No, I don't know. I mean, it is an actual recording. Like I said, who knows if it actually is what it says it is, but supposedly the source where it's from is supposedly legit from what I was reading from other people. But the singing voice does sound like it could be Edward. You know, it's a similar voice.
Yeah. I just love like the New Year's Eve 77 at the Whiskey A Go Go, where it credits it to a taper named Fat Danny. Every time I see that, it just, I don't know, it tickles me. Like, yeah, it was Fat Danny. You know?
I got that tape back in
that's so good.
1990.
Wow.
The 77 Whiskey New Year's Eve. Yeah. I remember that one.
Right. Yeah. Historic show right there. Yeah.
Have they played that tune they play there, Show No Mercy? Have they played that? Is there like other live dates where they've played that have any audio or video for it? I dig that song.
No video. There might be other audio.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff like that people are just now hearing, you know. I've had a lot of that stuff for 20 something years. But I haven't listened to it in 20 something years either.
So it's something
it was something I would listen to all the time way back in 1994 or something like all the time, because I would get these tapes from I don't know if I was saying this last week, but there was this person that won a contest, and anyway, they were a huge Van Halen collector, and they were selling me all their collection at one point back in the mid 90s.
Okay.
So I was buying tour books, I was buying live cassettes. Actually, this tape right here, I probably showed this last week. This is directly from that person.
Oh wow!
Eddie and Steve Lukather, Baked Potato Bar,
wow.
92.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is even out there on YouTube. But this is like I've got a huge box.
Wow.
I think I was saying this last week. I have a huge
Cool.
box of cassettes like this.
Yeah.
Of a lot of stuff that I haven't even heard in a lot of years. Because I would listen to them back in the day over and over and over and over. So they're burned into my head. But you know, I'm kind of realizing now there's a lot of stuff that I've heard that really isn't, you know, out there as much.
You still got the box, Johnny, that Chad mailed you. It's got the bootlegs in it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Actually, up a bunch of those. They're right there, on top of the next to the Colonel's popcorn can. Colonel's. I don't have the link, so
I haven't had it yet. I may. Caleb and me are probably the only ones on earth left who haven't had it. I'm gonna get a box. Yeah.
Remember to mention my name, and you'll get even more stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So when they did these club dates, they basically, that record, Van Halen 1, came out February 28th, something like that. February 10th.
That sounds right.
Is when it came out. And this commemorative thing right there behind me is the commemoration of the last club show before the world tour.
Oh, wow.
As is this at the Whiskey. Yeah.
CK, yeah, that popcorn is laced with goodness.
With goodness. That's what I keep hearing. And they make the bags so huge on purpose.
Actually, I have a wrench in here, so I can give you guys the link to the Colonels if you want it.
Yeah, do.
I gotta grab it off my video from last night.
So they did that last club show at the Whiskey just a couple of weeks after their album came out. And they literally hit the road that next week.
Wow.
And those U.S. dates to start with, they did a bunch of U.S. dates with Montrose and Journey. A bunch of dates in March and April of 1978.
You got to feel bad for those guys, man. You know, you go out and your opening band just destroys you, man.
I know.
Destroys. Van Halen destroyed every band that they opened for. And just imagine.
Yeah.
You know, that's why Neil, you know, the guy from Journey, Neil Sean.
Yeah.
That's why every picture if you see with him and Edward together, he doesn't look happy. Because have you noticed that? Every picture of them together, he doesn't look happy because he remembers, you know, back touring with them and how Eddie just like destroyed, like he couldn't compete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
They did a bunch, almost 45 dates in April and March and April with Journey and Montrose.
Oh, wow.
So I'm sure it came apparent in a hurry, you know, that these guys were for real.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was the whole tour, the whole year, they played a lot of shows, and you know, they maxed that whole year out. They did March and April during those dates, May in Europe with Iommi and Ozzy and that crew, um, and then June, Japan.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, and then they come back stateside, and they had some really historic shows in July. Texas Jam, July the 1st. They just got back 80,000 people.
Yeah.
Aerosmith, Nugent. Um, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's another guy. Eddie even said in an interview that he didn't think Joe Perry liked him. Same thing.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, Van
Sure.
Halen
Yeah.
destroyed all those bands that were already happening. You know.
Yep.
Yeah. Midway in July, they did a Stones date in Louisiana in the big dome, um, which we all know they opened up those last couple of shows in '81. I don't know if it was Orlando with the Rolling Stones, but yeah, they did a
Mm-hmm.
Stone show on that opening tour. And then they
Mm-hmm.
did the later on that month, Day on the Green. Now, Day on the Green marked the first time that Eddie did an interview with a guitar magazine. Um, and we all happened to know who did that interview. Um, where's he at? There he is right there. That's Day of the Green.
I know that guy.
Yeah, that's Steve Rosen. Um, yeah. And a lot of you guys know Steve from my show here, Show Me Your Pick, which Steve used to be on it. There he is there. But that
Mm-hmm.
marked the first time that Ed did a guitar magazine interview. And Steve went on to interview him many more times. And those interviews are legendary, as we all
Oh yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd read all. I read all that stuff when I was a kid, man.
Let me see
Well,
if I got something here for Day on the Green. Let's see what I got here. Yeah, Day on the Green. Let's see here. All right. Yeah. And they also had a couple of new songs in the show that day that they had never done. Um, Dead or Alive and Bottoms Up. And I guess at the end of the set is where they did that, because whoever wrote this didn't know those songs. They just put new.
Hmm.
And that's a shot of that day. And another.
Yeah, I remember that shot.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's all day on the green, right? Oakland?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good that place,
Cool.
man.
I used to walk right past that
Hmm.
that what would you call it?
Venue.
That's a football field, is what that is.
Yeah.
That's the Oakland Raiders played there.
Okay.
So I'd get off the BART, which is the Bay Area Rapid Transit. It's like a monorail subway type of thing. And every time I would get off BART to go to, let's say, Oakland, well, to go there, you walk right past that place.
Sporting arena venue. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been there. I saw a game
cool.
there once.
Very cool.
One time. I never saw any of the shows there, though. Not there. I'd seen Van Halen inside the Oakland, inside the arena, you know. But I never but I do know people who have gone to the Day on the Greens, and I probably know people who were at that show.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
You know.
Interesting enough, AC/DC show that day, the whole show's on YouTube.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. It's on YouTube. The whole show there's
KXM said he used to rig the bleachers in and out of the Coliseum for Raider games for I'm guessing he's saying with a big crane.
Now, July, they spent that month doing these big outdoor shows. They did that Texas Jam, the Oklahoma Jam. I think there was an Iowa Jam, and there was multi acts on this. But all the while now, Hagar has left Montrose at this point, and he's back out on his own again. Yeah. So he was on a lot of these bills, which in the opening leg of the tour, it was Journey and Montrose, but Hagar left and is out on his own, and so he was on the bill at a lot of those July shows of that year. I mean, what is the other? That's the Day on the Green. All right. So in August, Ozzy and his band come over here, and Van Halen is opening shows of theirs in America. And September 22, I think it is, September 20, they stopped at Anaheim. And Anaheim is the parachute show, if anybody knows what the parachute show is. The parachute show is Roth had this idea to get skydivers to jump out of an airplane, and the guy on the mic on stage says, "Look, Van Halen's coming in," and they land behind the stage it's not Van Halen, and they get in a van, and Van Halen are in that van also in these parachute looking jumpsuits, and they get out of the van, run up the ramp, take the jumpsuits off, and everybody's like, they parachuted in here, now they're going to play. This is so great.
I think I know somebody who actually took some of those pictures
Wow.
of the guys parachuting down.
Yeah.
Because I know a guy that from here, and he had told me that he, yeah. Does it say who took those pictures?
Doesn't say.
That's Lozar picture on the left, but as far as like that picture of the guy parachuting down,
yeah,
I gotta find a picture of my younger sister when she was younger, because she looks a lot like Eddie Van Halen in that picture. I'm serious, like.
And there's the guys. Cool. What they did is they kicked their arms and legs all around while they were jumping out, like they didn't know how to,
playing it up like they didn't know what they were doing, right?
Right. But
really,
this article says that this is the show where Ed meets Sam. Said that one was coming out of a trailer, and Ed asked him, he says, why you quit that band? I like that band. And his answer was, he wouldn't let me play guitar.
Yep. Is that just them walking up, or is that the whole show right there?
Just them walking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I was gonna say if it's the whole show, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
KXM says Arnie Feta was photographer for Playboy.
Okay, so the guy who took those pictures. Okay, so I don't know him. I mean, obviously, if he was doing that, I wish I did. But no, I know another guy who was there and took some pictures of them parachuting down and stuff.
Nice.
And he took pictures of Eddie. He was with Eddie taking pictures of him with them and stuff.
I still think it's so weird just to think that like people, you just want to take pictures of you all the time. That just has to be the most annoying thing. I think like the fact, Johnny, like you said when you met Eddie that you weren't like super fanboy, he probably appreciated that more,
Yeah,
like,
he was just he was just a normal dude.
That's cool.
And looking at while Hagar is on the bill by himself now, after he left his band on those multi-act bills, he was always playing ahead of Van Halen. So I've heard him say otherwise. But yeah, no. That's the only tour that I didn't watch them. That's the only tour. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't even know about them then. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was middle school.
Well, it makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
You were listening to like the Bee Gees and stuff.
Well, now I was like Kiss at that time. Huge Kiss fan. Yeah.
That's what it seems like. Seems like, and yeah, sorry I'm eating on here, but it's
No worries.
dinner time and I'm starving.
It's all right. I get it, man.
I hear all the time, you know, I know a lot of people that said, you know, they picked up the guitar because of Ace Frehley and he was the dude. And then when Van Halen came along, it was Eddie.
That's right.
Changed everything.
Exactly right. If you're my age, that's exactly how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly how it happened. But yeah, they opened up a lot of shows, and I'm sure you've heard Ozzy speak about it. That they just, man, he made me want to quit.
Yeah.
You know,
I could never understand Ozzy, so I'm
Might want to fucking quit, man. Fuck Van Halen's fucking guitars. Good.
one of the shows, I don't know which one it is. I don't even know if it's listed. I read an article on it, but in America, Ozzy kept the hotel room key from the night before in another town, and he gets off the bus, hops on elevator, looks at the key, room whatever, and he's wasted, and he gets there at that room, and a maid's in there cleaning, and this is my room, and he lays down, goes to sleep. Never showed up. The show got canceled that night.
They couldn't find him, right?
They couldn't find him.
I remember hearing that story. Yeah.
Nobody wakes him up. You know, I mean, if you drank and did that much stuff, then you need a wake up call, I'm sure. You know.
Yeah, he was probably semi-comatose.
Yeah, but nobody was waking him up. I don't know how many hours it was that he slept. He missed the show.
How many days?
I know.
It's like in that movie Pineapple Express. The guys they go to sleep in the car and they'd slept like an entire day.
That was great.
You saw that?
Yeah. Classic.
And hey, CK, it is true. Well, John Beale. Actually, Fruitcake Tony, you can tell me.
John Beale.
Yeah. Sammy, they sold more singles with Hagar.
Yeah.
Because they had more number one records with Hagar than they never had a number one with Dave. But with Hagar, every record went to number one, and with all those singles were all top 10 singles.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Tony, did you ever hear there's this audio, I don't know where I got it, but I've got audio of Van Halen, excuse me, and they're trying to get into like their hotel rooms. And this is like early audio, and they're talking about how they lost a key, like they had to keep going down to get a key to get into their room. And it's Eddie. I know it's Eddie and Dave. Maybe Alex is there. Maybe I think you can hear Mike.
I haven't heard that.
You ever hear this? It's audio.
Huh.
And it was at the tail end of some bootleg that I got years ago. And again, this is something I had heard, you know, a long time ago. But I was listening to something on my iPod probably a month ago, and I heard this audio again.
Do you hear them? Do you hear them use their aliases?
No.
No.
But they're talking to girls. there's girls there, and they're joking around. Like Eddie jokes around about ham, or there's some joke about ham, ham or something.
Oh Lord, I hadn't heard that.
I'm gonna have to find it.
I have not heard that.
I'm gonna have to find it. Yeah, I'm not sure when it's from, but it's definitely it's early. It's like 70s. It sounds like it's like 70s, but it's just audio and it's real short. It's just like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, Dave, what was Dave's alias? Ray Dio he used to use.
Radio. I like that.
Alex used to use biggest dickus. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So and they after those big outdoor shows that we talked about, they went back to Europe in October and opened up a bunch of more Black Sabbath shows. And they both came back here in November and bunch in those. So 180 shows all year. So I think that's really why they made their mark as a live act is that opening tour, you know. Yeah. I don't know how much the album did originally that year, but it was their live show that really, you know, made it. Yeah. I mean, in a year's time, going to, you know, all around the States and into Europe and then back and then Japan and Europe and back, that's, that's nonstop.
Yeah, no breaks
Yeah.
for
No
sure.
breaks. I mean, couple of days, if you look in this, that year, it's literally no breaks. A couple, traveling days, and that's all. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess they figured, wanted to make money while they could. They didn't know how long it was going to last. I mean, you never, I guess, know when you're in it, right?
well,
They had to pay back the record company.
Oh, that's true too.
That's why
yeah.
you go on tour, is to pay back for the record. And the way the bands make money is off merchandise.
Oh, okay.
So
That
selling
makes sense.
t-shirts and tour books, all that stuff. But Van Halen, they'd have to go out, and that's why all those Roth years, there was a record out every year.
Yeah.
Record,
had
tour,
to,
record, tour. And they would tour for like 10 months out of that year. So they were never home. And when they were home, they're recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine keeping that schedule up for that many years.
Well, a young band like that just gets signed, and those deals in those days were literally almost robbery, right,
Yeah.
Johnny? I mean,
Didn't they come back the first year and owe them money?
Oh, of course.
Didn't they owe them like $1 million?
All bands did at that point, and
Horrible.
at that point, all you can do give the boss more product. Yeah. So make another record. go back out on the road.
Lenny Lou said they owed $250K at the end of the first tour. Nice.
Yeah. You know, but those, yeah, those, you stayed in debt, you know, you stayed in debt, you
Yeah.
know, and until you really headline and each album starts going platinum, not just gold, you know, you start making money then, you know. Yeah. I mean, you look at the venues that they played with Journey, you look at the total receipts of that night, and that's gross of everything that night. 8,000, 6,000, 9,000, and then you know you pay the opening band and everything. So I mean, yeah, it was what it was in those days, money wise, you know, value wise, but you know, yeah, yeah, yeah. That is one. I wish I had a gone and watched them that tour, but
Yeah.
I didn't know who they were. I had no idea. It wasn't until Van Halen 2 that I discovered them.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, you know, when you have a band that's brand new. You know, I think it's easy to miss it the first go around, especially, you know, if you know, you don't have the internet and stuff like you do today. It would have been much easier to, you know, to miss them, you know, especially if
Well,
you're as young as you were.
yeah, Boston was just coming out and they were huge, and
Yeah, they
I
were.
I was into them, and Uncle Ted and Aerosmith, and you know, um, yeah, yeah. Let's I got another.
Another unboxing?
Yeah, I got another package down here.
Is this a gift or is this oh.
Well, in in the end, it was a gift, all right. It was a gift.
So you don't know what it is?
Oh, I know what it is, but I'm gonna be careful as I open it.
Wow. Yeah, Lenny Lou, Uncle Ted.
Yeah.
I thought he was cool. Well, I wasn't a fan of his and for any of his solo stuff, but damn Yankees, I became an Uncle Ted fan. And I almost got a PRS because of him.
That video.
But because of the damn Yankees, the videos. Yeah, I saw them live, but when I saw that first ad for the Edward Van Halen Ernie Ball, I'm like, that's That's the one.
Can you imagine how pissed you'd be now if you had that damn Yankees Ted Nugent PRS instead? Damn it, why'd I buy that?
I'd be a PRS snob.
I know, right?
And those they're not great guitars. I mean, they're really, you're too paranoid about busting the thing apart, you know?
Yeah.
And CK, how many gigs are in that box that I have? I'll go I'll go get it.
Oh yeah. Now, we all know that these crew shirts like this, there's basically one from every tour. In the 90s, I used to work shows in Raleigh.
Mm-hmm.
And I still know people over there. You can buy these crew shirts online readily, you know. There's one from 07 to 3 from 07.
Wow.
One from 12. Different kind of truth. And a couple from the last tour. But
wow, awesome.
You can find these things anywhere. A lot of stuff's gone up after October 6th, obviously. But the things that you can't find are these. And on the back of on the rest of them is just right here on the
Wait a minute. What does that mean?
Nice.
Monsters of Rock local crew, and on the back of these monsters it says OI812. All right.
That's cool. I've never seen that.
So
OI812. And look, now we're all eating. This is great.
So there's one of those, and there's a yellow one. OI81. Now, these monster shirts, there's a couple of listings on eBay right now of Monsters of Rock local crew. One's 1,600 and one's 900.
Wow.
Is that all? Dude, get them all.
Can I get the 5?
This, I just yanked out of this package is yet one more of the Monsters of Rock in black, and there it is.
Wow.
And nope, they are not for sale.
Dang. I remember my first Van Halen show was November of 88. Oh, 812. And I remember, I bought one of everything, at the stand. And so I had all the different shirts that I would wear to school.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah, this is back when, I was in, second, third grade at the time. And
every second, third grader.
And
all those 9-year-olds.
You know, I remember wearing, the big, 0812. They had the big album cover. You know, the thing is, I would buy I don't know why I did this, but I would buy all the tour shirts in extra, extra, extra large, thinking, it was better that way. So I'd go to school wearing these huge shirts.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine, having a crew shirt. Imagine going to school wearing a crew shirt. All the kids would think, you were on Van Halen's crew? Wow. Because they'll believe anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're dumb. Because you're 9.
Man, that's cool, Tony. I'd never seen I'd never seen OA812. That's
cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, those monsters, there wasn't but X amount of those shows. And that's the show right there. One of those. Yeah. I saw one of those shows that year and went back in October or November and saw the arena leg in Greensboro of the OU812 tour. Guy who I went with to that show in DC, I talked to him last night. He called me, and when we have a week where we're talking about that tour, Monsters of Rock tour, I'm going to have him on the show. We're going to relive that weekend. We've been to see a lot of concerts together, a lot of Van Halen concerts together, but it was just him and me that made that road trip from here in North Carolina up to Washington and saw that.
And then were you guys like Ozzy in the hotel afterwards?
We were.
They were lost for 3 days.
That was a Jim Beam weekend.
Yikes.
Unofficially sponsored by, right?
Yeah. 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 But yeah, I'm so glad I made that road trip though. Looking back on it now.
Yeah.
Sure. Holy smokes. Yeah. Yeah.
CK likes the way you say concerts, Tony.
Likes the way I say what?
Concerts.
Concerts. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Now at shows, I don't drink normally, but up there, we actually got I think a half a gallon of Jim Beam, right?
Wow.
And there was a liquor store right beside the hotel. We just had to walk next door, but we walked out on the road and down the sidewalk and in the liquor store, but there was a fence in between the hotel and liquor store. And on the way back, our room's just right there. The heck we're walking around. We'll hop the fence. And we dropped the bottle hadn't even been opened yet.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, and you guys were.
We were. We carried it back though, and they gave us another one at no cost because the label hadn't been
Opened.
open yet and broke. So yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. They gave you another one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And you guys
So
were
you know-
underage and everything.
No, not underage. I was in 1988. I was
I was
22.
55.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tony looks good for 320 years old, doesn't he?
Ha
Chewbacca looks great for 800 or
I
whatever.
was
he
gonna
is.
say, that's nothing. I'm 952.
Very
Wow.
rarely, CK. Very rarely.
It's still early. Well, it's an hour. Actually, no, it's an hour later, huh? Is it?
No.
Yeah. Like it's 8:30 already out here.
It's almost
Where did today
11:30
go?
here.
It's like,
Yeah, it's 11:30 here, and it's a work night.
And I got all the kids coming back tomorrow. First day they all come back.
Oh, nice.
I got to bed soon.
you better crack open that Jim Beam now, Tony.
Nah,
What's up?
I don't even have any. I don't even, and never on a work night. Never, never, never. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be hungover at work. That wouldn't be fun.
It ain't a matter of hungover. It's a matter of not even getting up.
Oh, pulling an Aussie.
You're not going to play Ozzy tomorrow?
Oh no, certainly not.
That's dude, that's the worst. That's
Sharon.
it's
Yeah, no.
I can't touch any of that stuff anymore. It's not worth it.
Nope.
No.
Not
I
worth
hate
it.
hangovers.
And I never did any of that anyway at concerts or any of that. Because I always wanted to remember everything. You know,
me too.
I was the nerd at Shoreline Amphitheater in Mountain View with the what do you call them?
Binoculars.
What do you call those things? I was gonna say magnifying glasses.
Binoculars.
Binoculars. I was the guy the entire show watching Eddie play his guitar. Because I was always lawn. I never got great seats. It wasn't until that last tour in 2015 I somehow got 10 rows back on Eddie's side.
Wow.
Yeah.
And spent the entire show saying OMG. The
Yeah.
entire show. And then after the show, this kid that was standing in front of me turns around and he's like, "Hey, you're Johnny Beane from YouTube.
Nice.
That's great.
Can I take a picture with you?" I ran like those last couple of Van Halen shows. I've been doing the YouTube thing for quite a while now. And those last 2 Van Halen shows I went to, at least 2 or 3 people from each show knew me they knew me because of YouTube.
Nice.
But yeah, CK, I spent the entire show just saying OMG. Couldn't believe it watching Eddie play that close. I had met Edward. I'd met him. I'd shaken his hand. I've told the story on here, but I'd never seen him play 10 rows back, and just how easy it looked. Looks like nothing. Like he picks it, he plays the guitar, and it's like,
Was that the 2015 you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were like, he was so on his game on that tour.
He was
too.
good on his last tour.
Like you said, talk about someone saying they make it look easy. He made it look like you're like, oh yeah, I can play that, and you're like, oh no, wait, I couldn't. He just made it look like everything was effortless.
That's how it always was. I remember watching Live Without a Net, when I was a kid, and that's really how I learned how to play the guitar, was just watching that home video every day after school. Coming back home, first grade, and I remember just watching him and just watching him play, the solo for Summer Nights on the Steinberger, where he just keeps going and going and going. Oh, that looks simple. He made it look so just easy.
Yeah. Yeah, that last tour though, I'll go as far to say as he was more on his game than he's been since 1995.
Yeah.
95, 96. Yeah. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I saw them in 96. Actually, I saw them in 95 in Oakland. That was a makeup show because what happened was Edward was on his way up to Oakland. He boarded a plane, but he forgot he had a loaded gun in his bag.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
So he gets detained, and I get to the show in Oakland, and it said show canceled. Show canceled, and I had no idea why until there was no internet then, so you had to wait to read the paper. And then in the paper, I still have the clipping somewhere. It says, talks about Eddie and having the gun on his bag on his way up to Oakland. But then when they came back and they made up that show, I remember it was
How long after?
Oh, I can't remember yesterday, Tony. I was playing Ozzy last night. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but when they played that show, it obviously wasn't a scheduled band to open for them. It was like thrown together. Actually, it wasn't thrown together, but it was Tommy Shaw and Jack Blades playing acoustically.
Oh yeah, Shaw Blades
singing all those damn Yankees hits.
Yeah.
And that was Oakland. That was Oakland 95. And then I saw them in San Jose a couple days later. I can't remember. It was maybe a week apart or no, I can't remember. But yeah, that show, it was Slash's Snake Pit opened for them, and I ran into the singer somehow, like in a back hallway. I was walking around and I just happened to run into the dude, and I recognized him because of he had been on Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And then that day, I was working at a guitar store at the time, and Alex Skolnick from the band Testament was teaching lessons at the time.
Right. Yeah.
And so I told Alex, I'm going to go see Van Halen tonight, and Snake Pit is opening for them. And he's like, well, hey, if you run into so-and-so, the singer, I can't think of his name. John Bill.
Miles Kennedy.
No.
Miles Kennedy. No, different one.
No, it wasn't him. It was what's his name? Anyway, I think it was Snake Pit. I think he was a singer. Anyway, I just happened to Alex was like, hey, if you run into so-and-so, tell him I said hey. And I just happened to run into him. So I'm like, hey, Skolnick says hey. And he's like, oh, awesome. And then long story longer, the last show of 95, 96 that I saw was Mountain View, California. And I'm thinking it was around Sammy's birthday or something. Or it was maybe October 96. And of course his birthday is October 10th or October 13th. October 13th.
Yeah, it was my mother's.
Right? October 10th is Roth. But what I'm trying to say is I remember at the very last Balance show that I saw, I remember Eddie takes off his headband and he shoots it out into the crowd at the very end of the show.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that was pretty
the singer cool. Eric Dover?
Eric Dover. That was it. Yeah. I recognized him because him and Slash were on Howard Stern, and I used to watch the Howard Stern interview on E, and I remember seeing them on there before that.
Yeah, I used to watch that E show all the time.
That was a great channel, man. I would watch the E channel all the time, Yeah. And now our buddy Hal Sparks, I used to watch him on E all the time because he was on Talk Soup.
Oh yeah,
He was the host of that
every day. Yeah.
After Greg Kinnear was the dude, and then what that other guy was on there for a while, and then Hal, and then
it was good.
Yeah.
True Hollywood Stories. I used to watch those all the time too.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
And speaking of Van Halen, he actually had a lot of great Van Halen stuff at the time.
Oh
too.
Yeah.
You know, they had that interview with what was her name? I can't remember, but it was like a 2-part interview with she would interview Sammy and Michael, and then Eddie and Alex.
Yeah.
You know, and at the end it showed them jamming. They're playing Judgment Day.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Excuse me. That tour, I didn't like that record as much as I liked OU812.
Thank you, Sandra.
Or Carnal Knowledge.
Balance? You didn't like Balance?
Oh yeah, I love Balance. I'm just saying not as much, you know. I thought 91 album and shows I saw were awesome, just awesome.
I think out of all the Hagar tours that I saw, I mean, obviously the 812 tour, the very first one I saw, nothing can top that. Seeing them for the first time, you know. I remember, man, I remember Eddie throwing his cigarettes. He would smoke cigarettes, then he would throw them down. You know, there'd be a pit. There'd be the audience, you know, and of course I was way in the back, but you know, there'd be the audience, and then there'd be like the pit with the security guys, you know, like this, all standing in front. I remember Eddie, you know, when he'd finish a cigarette, he would throw it in front of him down. It would go down into the pit. I remember that, you know, and I remember at the end of the show, him taking off the Kramer 5150 and just tossing it all. It flew across the stage. And some dude, which now you need to realize that'd be Zeke Clark, an arm comes out of nowhere, catches it, you know, from the side of the stage.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember Eddie jumping around, and there was a tray with Michael Anthony's Jack Daniels bottles sitting there. I remember Eddie kicking it over. I remember Eddie taking a chug out of the JD bottle. Yeah. You know? But that was the first Van Halen tour I ever saw, 812. But out of all the other ones that I saw, I would say the Right Here, Right Now shows were the best. You know, just seeing Van Halen outdoors. I
saw them twice on that tour.
They were good that year.
I mean,
really good that year.
Opening those shows with Mine All Mine. I mean, it's just awesome. And there'd be a VH behind them, like it lit up. Like, and actually, there's pro footage of them opening. Did you see that, Tony? There's pro footage that some news station shot of that one tune, and the camera is like right on them.
I haven't seen that.
Right on. It's amazing.
How new is that? Is that
when did it come out?
Yeah,
I would say a couple months ago.
I hadn't seen
I'll have to check it out. I haven't seen it either.
I remember going and watching them a couple times that year with Vince Neil as the opening act.
Yeah.
When I saw them at Shoreline
playing guitar. Yeah, I saw him in Atlanta on that tour, and I saw him in Maryland, Meriwether Post Pavilion, Landover, Maryland.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. It's still up. You guys got to check this out.
Those are both really good shows.
How can I? Actually, I'll put it in the chat. There's a link. When you guys have time, check that out. It's them. They were doing the food bank thing, so it's footage of them putting boxes on trucks and shaking people's hands. But then after that, it's mine on mine, right in your face.
Yeah.
It's great.
Nice. Yeah. I'm gonna check it out for sure.
Man, so cool.
Yeah, that I read that new article about Mitch Malloy and his account of everything that happened. Kurt and Andrew had it on their show last week about it, and which you knew what happened already, but in this new article, Mitch kind of goes into detail. Um, you know, we talked about this last week, me and you, Johnny. I asked Johnny, so why didn't
No,
that
we
guy
talked about this
get
2 days ago. What are you talking about?
2 days ago? Okay,
Now,
why
you called me
didn't
the other day.
why didn't he get that job? Um,
I think he
and
turned it down. Is what I think. I haven't read that article you're talking about. I haven't seen it, but I would think, you know, after the world saw Van Halen reunite with Roth on stage, MTV Awards '96,
yeah,
or whatever
right,
that was.
yeah,
You know, Roth totally stealing, you know, Beck's thunder. He totally, what he did wasn't cool that night, and everybody, you know.
yeah. No, it
Everybody
wasn't.
knows. Although I don't think a lot of Van Halen fans, you know, everybody, they were more excited to see, you know, those guys together, you know. But
Well,
I would think after Mitch saw that, he was like, I would think he'd be like, well, forget it. Yeah, they're back together. And even if they're not back together, the next guy who comes in, it's people wanted something and they didn't get it.
yeah. Well,
Although I don't know.
That would make sense. He doesn't want to be the rebound relationship singer.
Maybe.
that's what history tells us, is that's what happened, is he saw that, and then they mailed that letter. His management team mailed Van Halen that letter, says, I declined the offer to be your vocalist, etc. But I, something tells me, and this is what I think, is when they were looking whoever, just like when Roth left at first, or after, this person who's already a rock star, that person who's already a rock star, they hire Hagar, who's already a rock star. They end up hiring Gary, almost hired Roth back, but end up hiring Gary, who's already a rock star. Mitch Malloy was not already a rock star, you know. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think I told you. Desmond Child is the one that referred Mitch to them.
oh really?
Because
Nice.
Mitch was, well, actually, Desmond told me the story when I was living with him, some years ago. He was saying that he was at 5150 writing with Eddie, you know, the best of Volume 1, those 2 new songs they did. They were writing songs together. So Desmond was writing tunes with him. And I think the song that Desmond worked on with them is the one that eventually became That's Why I Love You. Mm-hmm. And because, you know, there's a version of Mitch singing on that as well, that he calls It's the Right Time. You know? So Desmond was working on, but when Desmond was working on the song with them, it was called Blood from a Stone or something. Blood from a Stone, Blood from a Rock, something like that.
Yeah.
But so anyway, Desmond was at 5150, and I think he had seen, they were watching videos, and there was they were watching whatever Mitch Malloy's video was at the time, or whatever hit he had, like the band that he was in, or whatever. And I remember Desmond saying that he was leaving 5150, and that's when he called Mitch saying, "Hey, you know, you need to try it for Van Halen." Yeah. And that's how that happened. But and then as far as the stuff that he worked up with on Van Halen, those songs, like I said, they never really came out. Not with Desmond's lyrics, anyway. I think, you know, it was "That's Why I Love You," which actually that officially that wasn't released either. You know,
right?
So officially, that tune never came out. But the songs that eventually made that best of were Glenn Ballard tunes, because Glenn was working with Eddie a lot then, and then years later, when they were doing best of both worlds, those songs, It's About Time, John Bill, what are those songs called? You know, the three new songs, Learning to See, Up for Breakfast. Those are Glenn Ballard tunes. Glenn had worked on those with Eddie.
Right.
And if you guys don't know who Glenn Ballard is, he's the one who basically I'm not going to say discovered, but he's the one that worked on the Alanis Morissette American debut, just called what was it? What record was that?
Jagged Little Pill, or was it before that?
Jagged Little Pill.
Great album.
So the guy that worked with Van Halen later on is the guy that worked on that.
Yeah. Gary was the rebound girlfriend, exactly. That's what Mitch didn't want to be.
Yeah. He well, I also too, we talked about this a couple days ago. After that MTV stint with Roth at the award show,
yeah,
he got the whole world excited about him coming back. So maybe it didn't matter after that didn't work out. It didn't matter who came in at that point. It was already doomed.
Yeah. I think it's a losing proposition at that point.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. I think they should have toured first with Sharon. Or at least, you know, put out
a song.
Put out like one song, or just toured. Just, I mean, that was the thing though. Van Halen, you know, didn't want to tour unless they had a new record. Yeah, they always, you know, had to have, you know, Eddie was always working on new music.
Right.
Always had to have, you know, something new to tour behind. You know. But I think Van Halen 3 with Sharon, I think it would have been, I mean, I think it was great, you know, for what it was, because, you know, it was Eddie's solo record is what it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I think if they had toured first with Sharon and let people see, you know, what they were like as a live band first, and then make a record after that, it would have been a totally different record. It would have been, I think, a much stronger. It would have been more what people would have wanted or expected, like knowing already what it was. Because I remember that record came out, and a lot of people just were like, "This doesn't sound like Van Halen." Skip. I was there when I first bought the CD. I was in Miami. You know.
Yeah.
The band I was with Desmond Child, and I remember the day we first bought that record, and we put it on, and one of the other guys in the band in our band, he'd listened to it. He kept hitting skip. And I'm like, no, I've never heard this before. I want to hear it brand new. So I remember going to bed that night with headphones listening to Van Halen 3.
Yeah.
And just being like, wow, this is different, but it's Eddie. It's all Eddie. It's all Eddie. Everything about Van Halen 3 is Eddie.
My thoughts that night were, now I bought every album since 81 on the day it came out, and every album since.
Ned.
But my thoughts that night were, there he is.
Ned says.
Ned Ward says.
Hey, man. Hi. This is the guy right here, you guys. This is the guy. Thank you, KXM Rock. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, I've been a professional musician for a lot of years, and
that album, I didn't hate it, but I listened to every song. I made myself. I wanted to, but after it was done, my thoughts were, I'm gonna have to get used to this. This is gonna have to grow on me.
Yeah.
And then I'd listen to just the hit song that had come out, just the single, a couple of times, and go back and listen to the whole album, and it grew on me. It did, but it yeah.
I remember that's something that Ed, I remember Eddie saying in interviews back then too. He's like, the more you listen to this, the more it will grow on you, and the more you'll get out of it. Because there's a lot of those songs, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
There's so many different. I mean, it was a real. It was really produced.
Lengthy
I mean, there was a lot of stuff. Yeah. It wasn't. I mean, there were some songs on there that were pretty basic. Like Without You was a pretty basic. And I'm talking recording wise. But there's other songs where there's like so many different guitar parts going on, so many different instruments. There's all kinds of stuff going on. And you can totally hear Gary's influence in a lot of that stuff. You can hear a Queen influence in a lot of that music. And you have to remember that Eddie wrote a lot of that music after reading Gary's lyrics. Total opposite of the way he used to write with Roth or Hagar, where the music would come first. Eddie and Alex would jam out the music, give it to Roth or Hagar, and they would, write words to the music. Van Halen 3 was Gary handing Eddie a tablet of lyrics and him coming up with music to the lyrics that he's reading, or the meaning behind those lyrics, And I think Eddie actually had he had a therapist or something at the time too, that he would go to. And she would help him with just concentrating on things. And yeah, there was a lot of great interviews around that time where Eddie just really opened up about a lot of stuff that you never saw in the past, because it really became, Van Halen was his band by that point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Most albums, most Van Halen albums are half an hour, at the most, but that one is almost an hour long.
Mm-hmm. Year to the Day was how long? That was their longest song live, because in the middle of that song you would have Edwards' Spotlight solo, if you remember that. Do you remember that? In between A Year to the Day. So during Van Halen 3, during that tour, that one song, including Eddie's solo in the middle, that was like a half an hour song just for that one tune. You know?
Yeah.
That's a long one.
Right, Lenny Lou?
Hello, Dave Stafford. How you doing, bud?
What's up, Dave?
Hey, man.
Hello, Chris Sauer. How you doing, bud? Good to see you.
Hey.
Johnny, Tommy, we're going to wrap things up here.
Oh, I'm just getting started. Actually, I got to play Ozzy tomorrow, so yeah.
Oh Lord. I got to go to work tomorrow. Back at it. I'm glad though, I'm all healed up and ready to get after it. So
definitely good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We'll talk more about this next week at this same time, same channel, Halenville Live. We appreciate you being here. Appreciate you watching. Yeah, more cool Van Halen stuff next week. Yeah. Some more cool stuff next week.
Awesome. I just put my link in the chat right there, johnnybean.com. If I'm brand new to anybody watching this, if you want to learn, a little bit about what I do.
Yeah.
That's me right there. And Charles Green, I'm going to call you tomorrow, or you call me. We'll get in contact tomorrow. Thank you so much, dude.
Your links, Johnny, are down below, and so is your group. And if you guys aren't a member of that, go join Van Halen 1974-2020.
That group, it's here. Actually, I can probably show you. I would say 1,000 people a day are joining that group. And I'm not kidding. Wow. I'm not joking.
Later, Cakes, Rock. Have a good night.
Good night, man. Let me let's see. Yeah. Read this. Okay. Look at this. This was since we've been on tonight. Okay. Since we've been on tonight. This cache was clear a couple hours ago. Okay. Can you read?
Oh, kids. A little bit further out. 111 requests.
111 requests to the group. That's just in the last couple hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's insane. And so what I do is I go through each of those, I swipe. There's key words that I look for. Some people complain because the question to get into the group is, what instrument does Eddie Van Halen play? simple enough, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Some people complain, like, "Oh, that's a stupid question," blah blah blah. But see, what that tells me is they're a real person.
Yeah.
So unless they're dropping F-bombs left or right, I delete them right away. But that lets me know, okay, they're like that person says lead guitar, you're in. You're in. Guitar, you're in. Like everybody that puts guitar, I know that's a real person and not a bot
Hmm.
that just says yes. You know, every time I see somebody that says yes, I just ban instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, yeah, join the group. Link down below.
Yeah. Links are
Van
down
Halen.
below. Cool stuff in there. Really cool Van Halen stuff.
It's amazing. Amazing.
So
The
if they're
pictures.
swearing, if they're cursing in there, do you get out the Beane hammer?
It depends.
You're
Actually,
hammered.
the thing is, if it gets really bad, you know, the Roth versus Hagar, and hey, you know, F blah 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 your mom. You know, if it gets really bad, Facebook will automatically delete that stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. I don't even have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It gets
it's
to
not
a point
as
where
wild.
Facebook does it themselves. You know.
Yeah.
It's not as wild in there as it used to be. Now, prior of October 6th, it was crazy in there. Crazy.
Oh, I remember seeing it.
It was just awful.
But once you changed that name, Johnny,
Yeah,
it calmed down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figure it would, you know, and I'd made a post saying, hey, you know, Van Halen is, and this is after Edward passed away. I'm like, Van Halen is over. There's, you know, I was saying it before Wolfgang said it. I'm like, Van Halen is done. There's never going to be any more Van Halen. And
Right.
so just enjoy everything that we have. And it's all Edward Van Halen. He wrote all the music, whether you like the Roth stuff better, the Hagar stuff better, you know, whatever. It's all Eddie. It's always, and to me, it's always been all about Eddie.
Right. Yeah.
So pay tribute to the greatest guitar player of all time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in the next couple generations, he's going to be looked at as the way we grew up looking at Hendrix, looking at the greats, and he's going to be remembered as the greatest. I guarantee you he's going to be the greatest that ever lived.
Yeah.
As not only a guitar player, but you know, a songwriter, musician, just everything there is Van Halen. It's because of Eddie.
Yeah.
There'll never be another Van Halen. There'll never be another Eddie. Van Halen, you know, could not ever continue without Eddie.
Yeah.
Just couldn't.
Yeah.
You
Impossible.
know?
And I think we all should have known that, but we all knew that really on October 6th, you know. Yeah.
Oh, CK, I know. Yeah, he will take over Hendrix. He'll take over. I mean, just wait. In a number of years, you know. And just imagine that we all got to live during his time, during the time of Van Halen. Just imagine, you know, those of us that are lucky enough to have seen them, or lucky enough to have met him.
Yeah.
You know, and when I met him, he was just a regular dude. Dude, you know.
They are.
But what he did was just very special, and we just loved, and by the look of all the people in this Van Halen group, you know, they can't get enough. People wake up every day. People jump out of bed every day ready to fight about Roth versus Hagar every day. And it's the same people, you know. It's the same people. It's different people, you know. But just imagine the impact that has had on. I mean, look at this. Tony is doing a show about Van Halen. I mean, look at that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this has to show you.
Looking back, though, I'm lucky enough. I went and watched this band a lot of times, and most of those times were I got to watch him play as close to, looking at this guitar that close many times.
Wow,
Um,
that's amazing.
yeah. So yeah, lucky, in hindsight, very lucky. But all those years though, I never missed one. We may have done Greensboro, Charlotte, Raleigh, Hampton, Roanoke, and occasionally skipped Richmond, but as far as those near us, each tour, each go round,
Mm-hmm.
there was
Mm-hmm.
it. You were not gonna miss it. That's life. You're not gonna miss a Van Halen show. Um, Now, had I lived elsewhere, I may have only got to see them once a tour, you know. Um, but yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it all depends on where you lived. It depends
yeah,
on the markets. And is it midnight where you guys are?
yes,
Yeah.
Oh, it's only 9 o'clock here. I can keep going.
If you guys want to go, I gotta go.
No, I'm feeling bad now. You guys got to go to bed, man.
Yeah, I gotta go.
I gotta hit the hay soon. I could talk Van Halen all night.
I mean, if you guys want to
know
go 10, 15 minutes, but I gotta literally go like now because my
No,
son's waiting for me.
yeah, I got to go too.
We're gonna wrap things up. Everybody, we appreciate you being here. Leave a thumbs up.
Definitely.
Subscribe if you're not already. Thank you so much. We'll be back next week, next Sunday, 10 p.m., and we'll be talking more Van Halen. Never know who's going to be joining us. Might have some surprise special guests, but you're going to see some really cool stuff on these shows each week. Some really cool Van Halen stuff. We can assure you that. So, all right. Let's see where I am here. All right.
Good night, everybody.
And thanks
Everybody have
for,
a great
hanging out.
have a great week upcoming, and we will see you guys soon.
Thank you.